Do you want to learn a new Sudoku strategy, even if someone else tells you not to ever use it? If you dare, I'll show you a new forbidden strategy that will unlock the green cell and intended solve path to this puzzle. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go. And with that, it's solving time. Okay, Shai does a great job of telegraphing where she wants you to look first. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. You should go and fill this out as a 4, 5, and 6 naked ripple. Okay, we'll get back to that. We don't have enough information to know what to do with that just yet. But we can fill out the rest of this block with a 1, 2, and a 9. Okay, what can we do with these ones? You notice you have a 1 right here. You have these two ones. So there's only two possibilities for a 1 in block 4. That's called Snyder Notation. Anytime 3x3 block, you have two possibilities for mark it in case we solve one of these cells. We can solve the other one right away. And then if we look here with this one cutting across row 9, this one coming down column 8, there's only two possibilities for a 1 in block 9. And so this is also Snyder notation, but it's also a pointing pair. The ones have to be in block 9. They're limited to column 7. So a 1 cannot be anywhere outside of block 9 in column 7. If you try to put a 1 right here, we'd have no place to put a 1 in block 9. So this pointing pair of 1s with this one means the 1s are limited to these two cells in block 3. Greetings, friend. If you're new to the channel, I welcome you to Smart Hobbies. Subscribe if you want to turn your passing interest in Sudoku into a fun and enjoyable hobby. Okay, let's look at the 2s. You have two possibilities for 2 up here in block 2. So I'll mark that with Snyder 2s. And then in block 4, with this 2 and this 2, there's only two possibilities for 2. They're not in a line, but we'll still mark them because there's only two possibilities there. Let's look at the 3s. Over here in block 3, you have this 3 cutting across. You have this 3 coming up. Two possibilities for 3. I'll mark that. And then if you notice over here in block 4, you have a 3 here and here. So the 3s are limited to rows 4 and 5 in block 4. Then you come over here with these two 3s. The 3s are limited to rows 4 and 5 in block 5. So this is what I call a mini X-wing. The 3 has to be here or here or here and here in these two blocks. And what it does for us is it means a 3 can only be in row 6 here in block 6. Because a 3 can't be in any of these spots, right? So it has to be one of these spots. If all 3 of these were available, this would be a claiming triple. Since only 2 available, this is a claiming pair. Okay, and if there's 1 available, it would be a hidden single, and we'd be able to solve it. What it means is these two cells can no longer contain a 3. I want to thank Shai for letting me feature her puzzles on his channel. Always challenging, and you're going to learn something new with this one. It's pretty awesome. All right, let's look at the 5s now. You got these two 5s here, two possibilities for a 5 in block 1. Nothing we can do with the 4, so that's why I skipped over them. The 6 is this 6 and this 6, two possibilities for a 6 in block 1. And then in block 4, this 6 and this 6, two possibilities for 6 right there. Let's look at the 7s. Okay, with these two 7s in that spot. And then with these two 7s in block 6. We're making a lot of marks, not getting a lot of solves done. And then with these two 7s right there. Okay, how about the 8s? Well, Shai gave us a little bit of a breather here, right? Because with these two 8s, there's only one place to put an 8 in block 9. So we can actually solve that cell. And it's also a little bit of a clue, because this fills in a spot and puts some restriction here on row 9, which is what we're going to need here in just a little bit. And if you want to solve exclusive puzzle packs and improve your Sudoku skills, click on the pinned comment, join the Smarty Party now. You could be my first Super Smarty if you pledge $25 a month, and I'll put your name in every video. Let's look at these 9s. You got a 9 right here and this 9. So a pointing pair of 9s in block 7. And with this 9, two possibilities for a 9 in block 1. And now we look over in block 6 with this 9 and these two 9s, two possibilities for a 9 in block 6. And this is as far as we can get with Snyder Notation. You'll notice we solved one cell. We have a lot of marks. We don't have anything solved. Give me a thumbs up, though, if you did get this far. And let me know in the comments what you tried to do from here. I would love to hear from you. What I'm saying is we got to find and we got to see something else. So you remember that when you look at this puzzle, I was drawn immediately to these 3 cells. This is called telegraphing. Shy put these here to get you to look right there. Let's look down here in row 9. I told you there's one restriction with that 8, and so it restricts a little bit about what we can put in row 9. And so that could be a 2 or 4, a green cell. That can't be a 2. This can't be a 4. All right, so we have 2, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is interesting. What you might notice is that you have this 4, 5, 6 here, 4, 5, 6 here, and then you have these additional 2s. You have these additional 2s. So they, other than the 2s, they look identical. They'd be a naked triple. So you got to ask yourself this question. Could we remove the 2s from here? Or are the 2s a part of these 3 cells? And so that's the question you have to ask. And so if you remove the 2s from right here, what you end up with is a 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 2 naked triples. Is there any problem with that? You have to dig a little bit further. And this is something I didn't know about until I started looking into this puzzle. The thing you keep in mind is that you have a naked triple 4, 5, 6 in block 8. You have a naked triple 4, 5, 6 in block 2, right? So we know a 4, 5, and 6 have to be in block 5. There's got to be a 4, 5, 6 here. We have the 4 there. Something else you need to know is that the 5 and the 6 cannot be in the same column. So if we try to put, let's say, the 5 right here, we'll try to put it with the 4. It'd be very simple. If we put the 5 and the 6 here, obviously you see you get rid of the 5 and the 6, and there'd be nothing to put in those rows. So we can't have all 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the same column. That's pretty obvious. But could you just put the 5 right there? Well, if you put the 5 right there, well, then you eliminate the 5s from both row 1 and row 9, and then you see a 6 is the only digit that could be in row 1 and row 9 in the column, and we can't have that. We can't have a 6 in both spots. And so what you know is that the 5 has to be in a different column from the 6 and the 4, right? So the 5 could, and we'll just put the 5 right here just to make things look a little easier. And the 6 could be right here. They cannot be stacked on each other, or else you'll run out of candidates to put in the purple cells, okay? And I'll just highlight this a little bit different color here. We'll make them orange, all right? So it doesn't confuse you. So if this was the case, right, if the 6, 5, and 4 are like that, you wouldn't have a 5 right there. You wouldn't have a 6 right here. And so what you end up with is, 3 bi-value cells. 4, 6, 5, 6, 4, 5. 4, 6, 5, 6, 4, 5. Is that a big deal? Well, let's see. If this was a 4, then this would be a 5. That'd be a 6. Okay. And then this would be a 6. That'd be a 5, and that'd be a 4. All right, not a big deal. Until you look and go, well, could the opposite be true? If that's a 6, that's a 5, that's a 4. That's a 4. That's a 6, that's a 5. Those digits would fit in 2 different ways. Everything in this puzzle pack, and Shy clearly specifies it, has a unique solution. If there's no 2 here, you could put the 4, 5, and 6 in 2 different ways, and the puzzle would not have a unique solution. So we know a 2 has to be in one of these spots. This situation, where we see the 4, 5, and 6s in the purple cells, this is called a multi-value universal grave. I've talked about bi-value universal graves, bug plus 1s and bugs. This is a multi-value universal grave. So it's 3 different cells, naked triples. And what it tells us is we have to break this up to get a unique solution. We've got to have a 2 in one of these 2 cells, or else this puzzle would not have a unique solution. This is awesome stuff. And I learned so much about it. I've never seen this strategy before. I saw how to solve it, but I didn't know what it was called. And now I know what it's called. And now you know what it's called. A mug multi-value universal grave. And since a 2 has to be in one of these 2 spots, we can eliminate a 2 from right here. If you find value in what I just showed you, consider buying me a coffee or simply click on the super thanks in YouTube. I really appreciate it. And so we can solve another cell. How far is this going to take us? Well, first of all, let's get rid of these colors. And we'll say, all right, if this is a 4, what's that going to do for our solving here? Okay, the next thing we can do is we can just go up column 1. We got a 1, 4, 5, 6, 8. We need a 2, 3, 7, 9. Well, I see a 2, 3, 7 right here. So this has to be a 9. And with the 2, 3, that's got to be a 7. And with this 2, that's got to be a 2, displacing that Snyder 3. Okay, now if we look here, we need a 2, 7, 9 to finish block 7. Well, I have a 2 and a 9 right there. This has got to be a 7. And so this is going to be a 2, 9 naked pair. All right, so far we are making some progress here. This is good stuff. And then if we look in block 4, we have a 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. We need a 1, 4, 6, 7. Well, I have a 4, 6, and 7 right here. This is a naked single 1. And since the 4 and the 6 are right there, that has to be your 7. And this is going to give us a 4, 6 naked pair. Okay, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Can we keep going here? I am curious. And so let's look now at the 7s. Since you have a 7 here, that displaces that Snyder mark, and you can solve for 7 right there, which displaces this 7 and solve for 7 right there. I love displacing Snyder. You want to clean up this clutter the best you can. Now let's go up column 9. All right, we're just missing a 1, 2, and a 4. Well, I have a 1 and 2 right there, so this has to be your 4, and this is going to be a 1, 2 naked pair. Okay, looking good. And now with this 4, we can disambiguate the 6 and the 4 right there. We have a 2, 9 here. This has to be a 6. All right, and then we just have a 4, 5 to finish up block 1. All right, let's see if we can solve that. And now let's look across row 4 here. Okay, we got this 3, displacing the Snyder 3, we can solve for a 3 there. So we need a 1 and a 9. Well, I got these 2 1s. Means that has to be the 1, that has to be the 9. All right, and we can get rid of that Snyder mark 9. And now let's look in row 5. We need a 5 and a 6. I got my 6 right here. So there's your 6 and there's your 5. Okay, and then let's look in column 5 now. We've put some restrictions here. We have this 6. That means this has to be the 5. And the 5 and the 6 mean this is going to be your 2 now. So the 2 is down there. And now we need a 1 and a 9. Well, I got my 2 and the 9 right here. This is going to be the 1, so this has to be the 9. And so now we can disambiguate the 2, 9 over here. Making some good progress here. And this 1 is going to allow us to solve for the 9 and the 2 right there. Disambiguate the 1, 2 here. I like it. I like it. And what else can we solve here? All right, we're going to look across row 7. We need a 1 and a 4. Well, I got my 1 right here, so that's the 1. That's the 4, and this is going to be a 2, okay? And a 2, and this 2 means this has to be a 2, displacing that Snyder 3. You can displace that Snyder 3. I always try to solve the Snyder marks first because it's just easier on the eyes, right? We have a full house coming up here, and so I see a 5. That means that must be a 4, and that's going to be your 5 to finish this block, which means we can disambiguate the 5, 4 over here. Looking good. We already have a 5 up there, so we have a 4 and a 6. All right, and with this 4, we have a 5 and a 6. Okay, let's see what we can do about that. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. We need a 5 and a 9. I got a 9 here. I'm going to pull it down from block 2. So that's a 9, and that's a 5. It means this has to be the 6. That's got to be the 5. That's the 4, and that's the 6. Okay, and then what do we have left? We're looking for a 1. And I see these 2 1s, they just pop out at me. And then the last digit is a 4. See how to use uniqueness to solve this other puzzle by Shy. Thank you so much for watching.